So, say you reach your goals at this weight, cruiserweight. Do we go up one more, you think?
Yeah, probably one, two more, and then it'll be down for Zurdo Ramirez.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So you think only two more fights and that's it? That's a wrap?
Yeah, I think so.
1 to 2 more fights. And that's it for Zurdo Ramirez. Yo, I'm going to tell you like this, ladies and gentlemen. We got the media workouts going down right now. I got to see David Benavidez. He's looking absolutely fantastic, powerful, and fast as hell. We're still waiting for Zurdo Ramirez to see how he looks, the current WBA, WBO Cruiserweight Champion of the world, who I got losing this Saturday. Check it out. Anytime, and this isn't just the main reason, but this seals it for me. Anytime a fighter is thinking about retirement, is 1 to 2 fights away from retiring from the sport of boxing, take Terrence Bud Crawford out of this equation. That man is completely different. But anytime a fighter talks about retiring, you gotta question their mentality, their work ethic, and what they're thinking going into these fights. Zurdo Ramirez is on the back end of his career. Plans on moving up to the heavyweight division, possibly for his last fight. Says after this fight against David the Mexican Monster Benavidez, wants to fight Jaya Pataya. He does not care if Jaya Pataya does not have any bouts. And I think he says that because he may not have any bouts by the end of this fight with David Benavidez. But we know Zuffa would be willing to work with Zurdo Ramirez. Zurdo Ramirez is currently signed to Golden Boy Promotions. He does have Zurdo Promotions, but right now is currently signed to Golden Boy Promotions. I don't know how many more fights he has left with them. If this is his last fight on the contract, the information has not been put out public. If it is the last fight on his contract and he does lose his titles to David Benavidez, the dude is free. He ain't like Ryan Garcia where, he was on the last fight of his contract, but there's an extension on the contracts that basically say if you're on the last fight of your multi-year deal contract with Golden Boy Promotions and you win the world title, the promotion company automatically gets to deal with your next couple fights. They get to stick around for another year. It is a goddamn rule that they got on all these goddamn contracts when it comes to these promotions signing boxers, because they feel like, hey, we got you all the way to this point. Now you're fighting for the bout and you just want to leave us just like that? No, we got an extension clause in the contract, right? But if you lose, now, there was reports of Ryan Garcia, Oscar De La Hoya saying that he is not on the last fight of his contract. But if he was, if he decided to lose that fight with Mario Barrios and not become the WBC welterweight champion of the world, and that was the last fight on his contract, he would have been relieved from Golden Boy Promotions, and that would have been it. That would have been it. If he beats Mario Barrios and becomes the WBC welterweight champion of the world, he has to stick around due to the extension clause in the contract. So we got to see what happens to Zurdo Ramirez, because he talks about wanting to fight Jaya Pataya next. And then having his last fight at the heavyweight division. But the dude is 3 fights away from retiring from the sport of boxing, and you have to question why. Is he not feeling the way he felt in the prime of his career? He's still the unified WBO, WBA champion of the world, right? Has only lost 1 time to Dimitri Bivol, right? Former undisputed light heavyweight king. So it's very interesting to hear this. You wonder yourself, is this the type of Zurdo Ramirez that we've been getting? Is this going to be the best Zurdo Ramirez that we ever seen? Or is this going to be Zurdo Ramirez on the tail end of his career on retirement? And the fact that he's talking about only having 1 to 2 fights left, and that's it for Zurdo Ramirez, that makes me question this fight with David Benavidez. Now, like I said, Terrence Bud Crawford retired from the sport of boxing and went out with a bang, beating Canelo Alvarez. But Zurdo Ramirez is going up against David Benavidez. And I just don't see that being able to be possible. Zurdo Ramirez being David Benavidez. I mean, it could happen, but I don't have it happening. And when the man is talking about retirement, that seals it for me, ladies and gentlemen.